Yo, what's good? So I wanted to make this video to all my young dads out there or fathers to be. And these are 10 things I wish I knew when I was becoming a father. And so first and foremost, for me, it was that I get to have support in my business. The number one thing that is the greatest gift that you can give to your family is what? Comment below. Is presence. And so for those of you that thought of it, probably didn't give you enough time to even comment. But it's presence, right? Like it's giving people our time and attention and just being really present. And that's what our family wants. That's what our children want. And so when I learned that, one of the most important things for me to understand was that I get to bring on, empower, and encourage and hire top tier leaders and executives to come into my business to run my business so that I didn't have to be so bogged down working in my business, and I could be actually working on my business and have more time and space to be able to be present with my family. Up until becoming a dad, I was nonstop. You know, all my young hustlers, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's just like meeting after meeting, call, shooting content, you know, investing, building the business, and just we love it because it's like it's ours and it's what we're passionate about. But when we start to become parents, it's like, yo, we got to also make sure that we're prioritizing our family. In fact, many entrepreneurs I realize don't prioritize their family. They prioritize their businesses. They become parents and their business is still number one before their children. And that's so sad. You know, so many entrepreneurs that I've worked with where they're looking to find harmony in their business, but ultimately they haven't created harmony in their own home, and they don't even read to their kids because they're so busy. And so, you know, learning that presence is the most important thing. And then also hiring more people on your team that can actually run the business, and you can step back, still working on the business, but not taking on so much. And so the third thing is boundaries. That is something that I used to play around with a little bit, but let's be real. How many times have you made a boundary in your life and then you didn't actually abide by it? I mean, how many times have you said that you were gonna do something for yourself, but then you don't? And it's crazy. We are our own worst enemies. We'll go and give the shirt off our back to our people, you know, to the people we love. When it comes to doing something that's gonna help us, man, we will sacrifice our own well-being and our own time and space and energy. And so boundaries has become something that I really now get to be in integrity with. And so boundaries, what does that look like? That looks like keeping my mornings sacred to be with my family, to focus on my internal and my mindfulness practice. It means ending work at a specific time, right? 7 p.m., no more calls, I'm done. I get to go and have dinner with my family, period. I don't care what it is. And so those are some examples of boundaries, simple boundaries that allow me to be more present with my family. 4, that I get to have support from other men and women, but just really having community around me to support me in being a dad. So many times where I just needed support and I didn't call for it. I didn't hit someone up because I didn't want to bother my friends. I didn't want to bother people in my life. They got their own shit. They're busy. Well, the truth is we get to have friendships. We get to have people in our life that we can call for support and just talk to and get advice and share what's going on. And so that's been a huge one. Number 5, radical honesty. And that means learning how to communicate consciously with my fiance, with my girl, with your partner. And a lot of times we don't really share vulnerably and with full transparency what's going on. And so what I've learned is that as much as it's important for me to be the rock in the relationship, when I'm going through something, I get to communicate it. I get to let my partner know that I'm going through something. And by me being vulnerable, learning to be vulnerable, what I've noticed is it's allowed her to be more vulnerable with me. And it's created this radical, honest relationship where we become so strong in our relationship. We trust each other. We got each other's back. And what I didn't realize before becoming a father was like, that there was a lot of a me versus you kind of energy. And in order for a family to work, you and your partner get to be on the same team, like real team players. And that means you get to be honest with each other, radical honesty, radical transparency, radical vulnerability, and just truly communicating from your truth. So that was huge for me. Another thing that I wish I knew when I was becoming a father was that I get to do more ancestral healing. And this is what I call like the rite of passage into fatherhood. And so, you know, for my men out there that are going into becoming a dad, leverage this time to heal past wounds that you've inherited from your father and your father's father and your grandfathers. There's so much wisdom that we can take from them. And we can, if we take the time to sit back and observe, what did we inherit? And what are those behaviors? And what are those beliefs? And a lot of it is great. And a lot of it has made me who I am. But it also, there's parts that I understand I get to make peace with and let go of, because I want to learn from my elders and step into becoming the next version, which is an even more powerful father figure. And so taking the time to leverage your pregnancy as a rite of passage for you to heal and let go and learn from your ancestors. And who do you get to become as a father? Who do you get to become as a grandfather? And having absolute reverence for the ones that have come before you, honoring their wisdom, but also looking at what are those behaviors that don't serve going forward that you can let go of. Another thing is the importance of disconnecting, meaning like disconnecting and giving yourself permission to be with you. Like whether that's disconnecting and getting into nature, whether that's disconnecting and going to a shooting range, whether that's disconnecting and going hanging out with your boys once a month, once a week, whatever it looks like for you to go out and just disconnect and connect with your little boy, connect with your, you know, your play, connect with your creativity, connect with Mother Nature is going to be huge. Those little moments that you can create for yourself that allow you to disconnect will allow you to fill your cup and step into coming back into the family with an even more full cup. The next is the importance of grace and compassion. I didn't realize that having a child was going to not only call me forth to be another level of a protector and a provider, but that children also really want to see a compassionate father and a graceful father. And I didn't know what compassion really was. I didn't know what grace really was. And so learning about that, learning how you can have little acts of more compassion every single day, little acts of a little more grace every single day, also acts of even affection every single day. That's something that I've always been a little bit pulled back from being an affectionate person. And now I realize how important it is for me to have those three things: compassion, grace, and affection in my relationship and as a father. Another thing is being proud of yourself. Like, this is something that I've always struggled with, but like just taking some time every day, every week to just be proud of yourself. Like, we can be so hard on ourselves. I know I'm super hard on myself. Like, there's always more to do. There's always more to accomplish. I always want to be able to give more and reach new levels. And ultimately taking time to just, yo, G, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, what an amazing thing you just did there. Even in the micro, right? Like taking the garbage out and, you know, and helping my girl out with something, or, you know, just reading a book to your kid, or just being your word, just things that you are doing every day to create more joy in your family, and just being proud of yourself and being proud of all the little things that you're doing on a daily basis is huge. Also being proud of your family, like expressing that to especially your partner and what she's doing and how proud you are. And so like that's gonna work wonders. Another thing is being the anchor. I talked a little bit about this in another video. Just like really understanding that you get to be the anchor. When there's a chaos and there's a storm, like you get to be the eye of the storm. And so practicing how you can be that rock, and in stressful situations, being able to just be centered and really show the family that no matter what, you're gonna provide safety. And that means you have to provide safety for yourself first. And so definitely check out, if you didn't watch that other video, this book that explains a little bit more about the polyvagal theory. But being the anchor and learning how to step into the next level of you being a rock is going to be a game changer. And last but not least, one of the most important things for me is just been my mindfulness practice. And so that's activating meditation, activating journaling, activating somatic work, these practices, movement, you know, and activating that inner competitor in me to get to the healthiest, strongest version of me. These things have worked wonders for me. And so as you're becoming a dad, it's like we get to level up in every area of our life, in our mind, in our body, in our spirit, and in our businesses, and allow that next level of prosperity and impact and fulfillment to overflow into our families. And I'll just leave you with this. Again, I just want to reiterate, the greatest gift that a father can give to its family is presence. And so what can you do to be more present every day with your family and really embody love, embody unconditional love, no matter what? Bring that love into your family. And that's the greatest thing that we can do. And so I hope this was powerful for you guys. I hope that you can tap into another level of what it means for you to be a father. I'm curious, what is your definition of being a father? Comment below, and shout out to you, all of you that have subscribed. And thank you for all the congratulations, as now I'm stepping into being a father and my baby girl arriving here any day. I love you guys. Peace.